they're that team, or are they going to kind of devolve into the CBLOL playstyle and kind
Yeah.
of just flip games back and forth? But this
Yeah.
is a game. This is a game for Liberty to really prove, are they also on the top team, right? Because now
Yeah.
I think this is a challenge. This is going to be their first like true challenge, really.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, they are. This is a tough opponent to contain. Trying to keep Loud in a box is not easily done. And we can
Mhm.
see straight away Tay and Robo are stepping up aggressively, taking control of the river, getting that vision
Ooh.
down. They are not going to go quietly into this early game, that's for sure.
And I don't know if that's a rune miss choice, but Dismiss on the J4 has got the lethal tempo.
Mm,
Whoa! Usually I see the conquer on that.
okay.
So I want to see what he's gonna build here. Is he gonna go
Yeah.
for like Q and then Emax instead of maybe QW? So then he gets the
Mm,
super crazy attacks, but he just starts
yeah.
swatting you down with the flag. I mean, my reasoning, or the only thing I could think of, is if you cataclysm Aphelios and he's just there with you, right? Duds is just in there with you, you can just smack him more. You have more
Yeah.
DPS, right? In
Exactly.
theory. Because Conqueror is not going to do too much in that aspect, because if Duds the Boy has like red and white guns, he'll just burn you down super, super quick. So maybe you're trying to match that. Yeah, that's a really interesting rune choice. Sorry if I'm getting
Yeah.
super excited on Lethal
No, it's
Tempo
great.
Jarvan.
Yeah, I want to see it. This Samus has really been one of the most interesting kind of standouts for me so far, just in the CBLOL. It's another academy promotion. I think he's been performing really, really well. I do love me a little Loud poll in the bottom there. We love to see the big number just get big, 98% to 2. I don't even know what the poll's about, but we know that Loud's winning, whatever it is.
Yeah, I mean, it's not as bad as the Furia Loud one. I think Loud was 99%. So, I mean,
Oh,
Liberty, you got that going. You got a 2%
yeah,
chance,
let's
and what
do
it
it.
looks like. But I think, really Matsukaze and Waz have proven themselves to hang with the big boy bot lanes, right? They've played
Yes.
a couple now, and I think, I want to go back to that question you asked on Liberty. Who is the star? Who are the shining team? And I did say that as a team, I feel like they've been getting these wins, but I think if you're gonna look to the strong points of Liberty, I think Matsukaze and Waz have really
Mm,
shown themselves as a very, initially underrated bot lane, but now they're proving themselves.
absolutely. We knew they were well balanced. They're not going to be, flashing in and dying. They're a bit of the safer side positioning wise coming into this one, but they have still got the skill to just take it to the enemy team when they find the right opportunity, and they are currently playing with the priority down in this bottom lane. Duds the Boy and Seos have been a bit of a gatekeeper bot lane. You kind of have to beat them to be considered a decent bot lane in the CBLOL, and now Matsukaze and Woz have their chance in front of them. Let's see what they can make of it.
Yeah, and Robo Chiari, this is an interesting matchup, right? Graves, Gwen. I mean, between these two top laners, right? Robo and Chiari as well. I mean, these guys, they're not afraid of each other, as you can see
Yeah.
right now.
Oh, Chiari is not wasting any time, but the shots. Oh, that was a bit close, but the scream emoji comes out and Chiari takes the dub.
And send Graves back because he's not having kids anymore, Trajan. He got
He's been
snipped.
snipped.
Yeah, he's been snipped. As we see the replay here, just runs him down.
Oh, and the bloodline ends with him, I'm afraid. Chiari's going to walk away with that first blood gold. Got a blasting rod on deck before 4 minutes.
Yeah, and now Robo has to navigate this lane with a semi-fed Gwen. And if I'm Jarvan here, if I'm Liberty, I'm saying, okay, you know what? I'm going to play towards like Gwen. Because I legitimately think she's a win condition. I feel like a lot of teams in CBLOL, they draft a Gwen and they say, you know what? You're in your island. You scale. Do what you can. We're going to go play towards the other side of the map as Waz lends a hook.
Oh, he's got the hook straight into the traps, into big damage, and Seals has to flash away, but Duds is not going to take that lightly. You mentioned Aphelios getting to free fire if Karma's the target, and Woz will escape, and Matsukaze and Duds just going at it in that brush. Tasama's watching to see if he's needed, but they have broken apart.
Ooh, can Tasama sneak in here? They don't see him yet.
Yeah.
Oh, just one more step.
Always thinking Seals has the flash, flashes straight onto Duds, but the flay doesn't miss. It doesn't matter, though, and Matsukaze will be the benefactor.
Ooh, nice flash flag to extend the knockup from Dismiss. It looked like he was going for Seos, but essentially just flashed onto Duds, and Duds can't do anything. He didn't have the cleanse, didn't have the flash ready, and Matsukaze was coming out on top in this bot lane. Liberty 1-0, about 800 gold, so or 2-0, sorry.
Yeah.
Playing the early game very, very well.
Yeah, and not slowly at all. Chiari going for that early 1v1 first blood, and they're getting using the advantage on bot side. Desamis coming straight in to punish that summoner instantly. Really love to see that from Liberty. And now what can Loud do with this? They don't have necessarily a lot of power in that top and bot lane now, but they've got to find some sort of way to claw their way back into the mid game.
Yeah, and I think it's gonna come in through Tinones, right? Tinones and
Yeah.
Tay really need to just start using their mid jungle power and energy. Vex Zin is stronger than Oriana J4 on paper, and Tinones right now, because of everything that's been happening around the map, he has to play differently because Waz on the reset on the roam, Decimus is definitely gonna be here as well, and they're just gonna get this shove out, force Tinones under tower, and Crystal wants that early back. Maybe for a roam, maybe for the dragon. We'll see. I have my hopes up that they will go for an early dragon, but I don't know. CBLOL, right?
Yeah, I mean, we had an early dragon in the last game. We just didn't have many after that. They just
Yeah.
took the one and we're like, there you go. There's your early dragon. Now we'll get back to what we were doing.
Yeah, and for Liberty here now, like I said, it highlights the problems of a lot of CBLOL teams. They're coming out with a strong early game. How do they transition? Where do they use their power? Where do they place the power that they've gotten in the top and the bot lane? Decimus needs to keep the tempo up. He needs to be on the forefront of ganking, right? Because Zin, I think, just as a champion, has way more utility than Jarvan, right? Because once Jarvan EQs Cataclysms, he's kind of just an Autobot,
Yeah,
right?
just press the button and that's it.
Yeah, that's all he does. And then Tay, on the Zinzao, he has the ultimate, has the EWQ. The cooldowns are a little bit shorter for him. He's just more, has more utility in a fight in that sense. So Kiari and Robo just going to trade up in the top lane. The game has kind of slowed down now. Not a lot happening here. Dragon is up. It looks to be a Hextech Drake as well.
Yes.
So, you know, where do you see this game kind of breaking open for either Liberty or Loud, Trajan?
So we have what just kind of the nice by the book plays in top and bot and mid. I imagine Crastiel's just going to be a little bit Bing chilling in there, waiting for the rest of the game to move around him. So it seems like they're looking like the Samus they want to just pressure through this bot lane, and they might even set up for some sort of dive angle with the jungler if they can just keep this push through. But I honestly feel like Liberty at this stage, they're probably comfortable just farming out. Okay, we've got a lead, so now we can just sit on it until we have to do something, which is probably a Rift Herald fight, probably a Dragon fight. And then I think Loud are just going to go, well, you're not just going to take it. We're not just going to give it to you for free. That would be nuts. So we're just going to fight you for it. And then Liberty will suddenly have 3 members collapsing on them. But Tay may be looking to get top lane back in their favor through any means necessary. Doesn't currently have the wave in a great position for it, though.
Yeah, and Tay has been a question mark of a jungler, right? The guy was the top laner, jungled way back in 2014. I think the assumption is that they kept him on for shot calling, and I would say Loud shot calling has been super hit or miss, right? I mean, they're willing to go in on fights and they're willing to fight what they can, but they might get pinched here.
Well, looks like Loud are the ones getting somewhat collapsed on, but Kiari's very low on mana and has to slide away, but a big burst window from Desamis takes both of them down, and Tinones can do nothing but watch. Flashes out of the pit to safety, and it's 2 more quick kills for Liberty.
And that's the quickest, earliest Herald you're going to see. Probably the freest in CBLOL for a long time.
Yeah.
As Decimus comes in and really just waiting. I thought Decimus was going to leave him, but then he gets the EQ super giga burst combo with the Cataclysm. And Robo and Tate just like instantly melted. I did not see where their health bars went. As Duds the Boy and Seos trying to exert some pressure on. They know that the top laner is in there, so they can use their power as Karma Philios, the double range matchup. As we get a replay onto here, for all intents and purposes, I think Tay and Robo should have won this.
Yeah, it looks so good going into the mist, but then, that is just huge damage coming through. A snappy combo from Liberty there. And that's just, they lined it all up very perfectly on that one target. And it's very, very good execution from Liberty there. They're not willing to just sit on the lead. They saw 2 members of Loud out of position in the river, and they closed the trap on them.
Yeah, now Crystal being a little bit aggressive here, going for these pink wars, not afraid at all. My God, he's got Decimus on the backside. They, Loud did see them because of that ward in that, red side jungle, but just the confidence of Crystal be like, you know what, even if you guys do have the jump, I've got my jungler in the back pocket. I think I can outplay you as Tay.
They're going to find Tay. We've got a 3 versus 3 developing here, but Matsukaze is a little bit removed on the side and has to flash down. The Moonlight Vigil has been dropped. It's red and white guns. Duds the Boy has big damage. He's got big sustain, and Liberty just have to call the whole thing off.
Yeah, and it looked like Liberty really wanted to do something here. They wanted to go on to tape, but I think they were just afraid, right? Rightly so. Red and white don't fight. That's what has been
Yep,
preached to me across the board. And
absolutely.
anytime I see those guns, it always becomes I always hold my breath, right? Because then the
Mm,
200 years starts coming out as
yeah.
Seos and does the boy just pushing this lane in and Loud so far. I mean, I don't want to say they've stabilized, but they are trying to kind of slow the pace down. Conversely, while I feel like Liberty is just trying to go for plays, trying to keep the momentum up, and definitely on the back of Dismiss and Chiari.
Yeah, they know what they need to do. They Dismiss at the very least has established what his role is and is trying to make it come to fruition, which is great to see. And Chiari, of course, still feels very comfortable, drops the needlework and forces the Hexdrinker passive to come out. Won't land the final ticks though, and Robo will get to live.
Yeah, that just feels bad if you're Robo, right? Like you just came back to lane, you're coming back. Oh, now I got to back again because I got Gwen
Yeah.
ulted and Gwen run down. And TPs doesn't look like they're up for both Chiari and Robo here. I don't know if it's a visual bug on our end, but some of their spells are some blacked out right now, so
Yeah.
couldn't reliably tell you. Yes, it looks like the
Yeah.
TP summoner spell is blacked out, just for all the everybody watching. But yeah, I want to see what Tinones can do because Vex is one of those champions that can swing a team fight immediately, right? If she gets the R into your backline, W's everybody. I mean, there's just so much follow-up damage with the Graves ultimate, with the Moonlight Vigil on Aphelios. I mean, I feel like at a moment's notice, even though Liberty is like 3,000 gold ahead, it could just change in the snap of a finger.
Yeah, such is the way of the CBLOL, right? You have to always be on guard because the team fights can just go awry on a moment's notice. You're absolutely right. They've dropped the Herald up in this top side. They're going to
Beautiful.
pick up that gold. We did see the Herald make it to the inner tower last time around, but I think Robo is going to be able to stop that. Maybe not, though, if Desamus just hangs around to walk it in.
It'll get the charge for sure. Will it get the turret? Yeah, probably not. And this is really good play. Oh, Dragon being picked up as an objective 12 minutes in. Infernal Drake's going to be the next one. But I really like it when teams play towards this. Gwen and Dismiss has done it.
Ooh. They've just ripped it onto Robo, but there's 3 versus 2 right now, and Tay on the way. Liberty need to get out of here before too long, or try and make some sort of success happen. Robo, he's not going to go down this time. The burst wasn't lined up, and now Liberty are caught in very, very shaky situation. Chiari sliding over the wall to try and escape at Tay. If he can land that W, if the wind becomes lightning, he will be able to catch him as well. Tay with no flash, Seos coming around the corner. Can they lock down the Gwen? It's a tough task for anyone to achieve, but they've got the chain, and now they're surely able to
Wait,
follow up on the damage. Needlework's been popped up by Chiari. He's trying to fight back, but Tay slides in with
no!
the Q, but the tower shot, and he takes out. Oh my goodness gracious me. Chiari pulls it out.
Yeah, he pulls it out, magician style, pulls the rabbit out, and ends up getting a kill, making it 1-for-1. Yeah, I don't know. It's always scary diving a Gwen, right? When she has the hollowed miss, when she has the ultimate ready. Now is going to pick up the Rift Maker as well. 3-0-1 on Chiari here. This man has been primed to carry, and just based off these mechanics, I think he can do it.
Absolutely. I am loving this top side from Liberty. What do you know? It's a strong top side in CBLOL. What a surprise. We get another one to add to the stack. And Liberty, yeah, they might be able to just play off this power to get them this win. They're over 3.5k gold in the lead right now with, as you said, the massive Gwen. And Gwen can just carry games.
Yeah, she's just one of those champions that when she's ahead, she's kind of stays ahead, and it can
Yeah.
spell nightmare fuel for duds and sales, right? I mean, even if you do have the karma, she will just rip through your shields, rip through your team, and you can't do anything about it. You also have, Jarvan and Orianna combo on the second forefront as well, right? Cataclysm EQ into Orianna ultimate. I mean, that is a lot of
Yeah.
damage coming out. Liberty is looking like a very, very strong team comp and very scary for Loud right now. I just don't know how Duds is going to play the game here.
Yes, not a lot of options really available for them at this stage. He does have the Gale Force completed and has Eclipse on board for Robo as well, so starting to get some item power coming through from the Mythics. And if they can catch out members of Liberty, we did see Chiari and Desamus very deep in the enemy jungle. Desamus did
Red
go
one?
down, so they Stepped a little too far forward. The Moonlight Vigil doesn't land, and Karma Q will knock down Crastal. Oh, but the Shockwave catches onto him. But Tinones takes the opportunity to fly into the backline, takes down Crastal, but carries are falling left and right, though Loud are coming out on top here.
Yeah, kind of an awkward team fight for Liberty there. They hit the the hook. They hit the shockwave as well, I believe. Oh, as the flay comes in the mid lane.
Extending the play onto Tinones. He's got no flash, but the hook doesn't land. They have the damage. Tinones will slip away. He'll get away with his life, and Chiari looking to drag something back, but won't be able to do it all himself. Liberty, they don't want to let Loud rest on the laurels there.
Yeah, and Crustel hit the shockwave onto Aphelios there, and that was kind of the go button for them, but they didn't realize that Tinones was on full stacks, had the ultimate, had the fear, and Vex does a lot of damage if she can just free hit you for all of her abilities. And yeah, Decimus did get the Cataclysm onto Aphelios, but just not enough damage yet. Not a little bit too much. Gwen wasn't really there yet, and I feel like you kind of need Matsukaze if you're going to go for that, one man shockwave burst you out combo, because once you kind of use all those abilities, you have cooldowns, and then the re-engage potential from Loud is so strong with Tinones, with Tay, and with Seos and Duds.
Yeah, and we have seen now some of the power coming through from Loud's comp. If you put a foot out of place, they will snap it off. You cannot just step up to them like that. This is Loud GG. So we now have the Dragon coming up in less than a minute. We know that the CBLOL don't tend to enjoy fighting over them, but I don't know, Loud might be happy for an excuse to fight. That last one went pretty well for them.
Yeah, and I think it's just going to be on Crustel, right? Going for more than a one-man shockwave should be the move for him. This Dragon look like it is going to be contested. The vision is for Loud here. They've got 3 pinks so far lined up from River to their spawn, or to their red buff. Things are getting cleared out from Liberty here, but I don't know if Liberty can reliably walk up. There is just so much kind of terrain control on the side of Loud, right? With the smoke screen, with the Vex possible engage, as well as Seos's, Karma mantra cues, they can just control how Liberty walk in, and they're gonna have to take some damage. You have to pay with your life a little bit.
Oh, they're going in for it now, but Tinones and Duds the Boy have taken down Crastil once again, but now can Liberty make something more of this? Chiari has taken down Tay. That's a big front run off the table, and Gwen is looking to snip down some more carries. Tinones goes for the second reset. Was is still waiting on the side. Chiari now has to step away on low HP. Matsukaze's been untouched at this point, but the snipe from Duds will take down Chiari, and again, Loud come out on top.
I'm adjusting my glasses, Trajan. I'm trying to look, where did Crustel's life bar go? I mean, Tinones and Duds just bursted him out immediately. Not even allowed to shockwave. That guy was not allowed to play that fight. He just wasn't allowed to play League of Legends.
Yeah. He is just absolutely deleted off the face of the earth. And now Loud will take that second dragon as their prize. So, Liberty with a little bit of sweat now, I think, coming through here. That's 2 fights in a row that's gone down. We see the replay of how it played out.
Watch Crustel. Watch what happens to this guy. He's just minding his own business in the mid lane, right? Tinones and Duds are like, you know what? See hero, kill hero. Boom! He's dead!
Oh. Absolutely brutal right there. And Chiari and Desaris, they try to make the best of a bad lot in what is essentially a 4v5, but it does end up being just a bit too much to surmount by the end of it.
Yeah, and we talked about it earlier, right, Trajan? You asked me, or how does Loud kind of get back into this? And it's going to be on the back of Tinones and Tay here, and really it's mostly been Tinones so far, hitting some fantastic ultimates right now, and I think Tinones and Duds can definitely do it. They have the firepower, they have the strength, they have the champions. Crustel just has to play, even just slightly better, right? Get his shockwave off at bare minimum, and I think Chiari and Decimus can do the rest.
Yeah, they are almost doing it all so far between the two, but not quite there. Tinones, he was left the final pick in the draft. We were expecting him to play like he's got to carry this game on his back, and he absolutely is at this point. These catches in the fights have been critical at this stage. Now, Loud, they're still not in the lead just yet. They've got the dragons, yes, but they're down in towers. They're still a little bit down in gold, so they cannot get too comfortable here, and maybe Liberty just need to stop fighting them, I guess. I don't know. Maybe they just have to go back to the Liberty strat of just sit back and scale.
Yeah, it's Herald is going to come down into that tier 1 mid. It's going to crack it open, which is going to be really nice for them. But Tinones!
Oh, he's gone onto the Samus this time, and he has the fear, but doesn't find any more. Not going to get the kill this time.
I can just hear the Jaws music playing, like, when that
Yeah, you
ultimate
see
hits,
it coming.
it's so scary when Tinones just launches that thing, lets it rip like a Beyblade, but I was able to get onto Decimus. Luckily, Decimus didn't do the classic, "Oh, no, I got hit by Vex, let me just go into my team because 'cause they'll
Yeah.
help," right? Yeah, I think I've
Yeah,
seen it time
please
and time
protect
again.
me.
Yeah. As now, lane assignments are getting sorted out. I think in reality, I think Liberty really just have to put Chiari on a solo lane. I think him joining team fights may actually be drawing kind of the power away from his lead, right? Because then he has to group, he has to kind of fight these like unoptimal fights. But if he needs to be matched by Tinones, I think that's a
Mm,
win for Liberty because I think Decimus, Crustel, and Matsukaze, as a trio, can definitely fight Robo Duds and Tay like that.
yeah.
You want that 3v3. You want Chiari and Tinones to duke it out in the top lane because I would say Tinones is Lau's really only chance of kind of clawing back and getting back into the game. But you have Decimus and you have Shockwave. That is a very, very, very potent combo.
For sure, and it has been Tinone's thread in the needle on the Shadow Surge to get this one back through. We can see Chiari's just completed the Cosmic Drive there in the top left. 2 items done now. It's going to be even harder to get away from this Gwen if she finds you alone in that side lane. And currently they're going for the reset right now. Chiari heading towards the bot lane. Liberty just holding on to this mid lane turret with both hands. And it has once again slowed down a little. Perhaps we could see in the CBLOL game where the teams just fight over the dragons solely. It will be an exciting shocker for me, but I don't know. These fights have been pretty exciting.
Yeah, Mountain Soul is the soul of choice here. Probably out of all the souls there are, I would say Cloud Soul is probably. I'm not gonna say worse. It's just the least valuable to this team. Mountain Soul is also one of those souls that is not necessarily like if you lose it, you lose the game, right? It's not an Infernal. It's not an Ocean. It's not a Hex Tech. It's not one of
Yeah.
those kind of dragons. So even if kind of Liberty give up Soul Point here, I don't think they're in the worst spots, right? There's just so much damage being dished out that Mountain Soul might be, negligible at that point. As Robo is actually going to match Chiari here, and last times I've seen him match, he has not had a good time.
It's not been great, but Robo has been farming up a bit of a storm right now. He's kept a
Yeah,
great CS figure and has got 2.5 items completed for himself now. Got the Collector, got the Eclipse, and he's gonna pick the fight against Chiari, who doesn't want to just opt into it. So there's a bit of respect now from the Gwent of Graves.
yeah, I think just not knowing where some of the people are, right? You see
Yeah.
question mark bins going down. Tinones can just be waiting, lurking as he is right now in the wings. And it can be scary, because if you call that bluff and you're wrong, you question yourself, every single, match, or sorry, not every single match, every single minute after that, right? Oh, does this guy have a
Yeah.
backup? Does he not? I'm not going to match him. He can just feint pressure and Robo really using that to his advantage, playing like he's not 1 and 2 pretty much, right?
Yeah, exactly. And he will be able to have some
Oh,
big impact if he gets into that
Tinones?
important position. But we have the dragon fight once again, loud again with the river control. Kiara on the bot side is going to get spotted out by Robo and Tay and is going to have to flee back to his tower. So there's a bit of a split across the river here. But where is Tinones? Look at him above the
Ooh.
side of Liberty. He's got an angle if he can find it.
No, I'm holding my breath. It's so scary. He could just shadow surge on it. It's so beautiful for him. If they get the vision, Tinones is looking for it.
Yeah, Kiara's gone back for the TP for the extra power. They found Timmons, but he flies in, gets the fear. But where's the follow-up? Do they have someone to take down Liberty? First kill goes for Dutch the Boy, but Samus is following up Matakazi, getting excited, letting loose on the Jinx. Big damage fired back a super mega death rocket. Double kill for the Jinx, making it a
Yes!
triple, and Dutch will come over. But Chiari will cut him down as Crastiel pushes Seos back into the jungle. Liberty finally find the key on these dragon fights, and they'll take the third for themselves.
And through all of that, Crustel still has his ultimate. So
He didn't
they
even
don't
use
even
it.
didn't even need it. Cool guys don't need it. As we're gonna get the replay here.
Oh,
Tino's pretty good ultimate from him, right? Gets the Shadow Surge
yeah.
onto the TPing essentially person here. I thought it was a win for Loud here, but through some miracle, Liberty was able to get the kills. I think that was off Decimus's Cataclysm. Yeah, beautiful Shadow Surge onto that. And look
Yeah.
at the health bars. Look at the health bars of Liberty here. Jinx just unperturbed, able to get all that damage off. Super Mega Death Rocket. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful positioning from Matsukaze.
Yeah, for sure. And Duds, I respect him trying to get it back. If he had maybe one or two more autos, he could have taken Chiari down as well, but he was cut down before he could. And now Liberty, off the back of that one, have kind of clawed back a little bit of control for themselves. Lead back up over 4,000. They've stopped the dragon stacking for Loud, even though it is just the Mountain Soul, as we said. And we'll see what they choose to do with this information. But they can win fights now if they just Crashel doesn't explode. They can do it.
Yeah, they really can. I mean, the threat of Shockwave is definitely there, and if he doesn't use it, you have to believe somebody on Loud is just accounting for it.
Yeah.
I'm afraid to see when, it's almost like it's like one of those things like, oh, if he takes off his belt, I'm really scared if he takes
Yeah.
off and uses this ability, right? It's almost like a power limiter for Crustel, right? The Oriana Shockwave. When he does let it rip, he only lets it rip in the most dire of situations as
I'm gonna
some
win
sneak.
without my Arky. That's his modifier for today. His Chiari will dance away from Tinones and Robo on the bot side. They won't find anything right there. We'll see if they choose to keep pushing this lane. As Liberty with control of the mid lane, they do have control of Baron Pit as
Just
well.
start it up. Just
With the
start it up.
Jinx, they could just rip it. They could force those summoners to come through, force them to rotate.
Yeah, I mean, two spotted in the bot lane. It was also Robo and Tinones here. Unfortunately, we can't see if the TPs are up. I think they are because there's no
I think
timer highlight
Chiari's
going
is
yet.
down, but he's here.
Oh, Tinones, yeah, did TP into that mid lane. They just start the Baron.
Yeah.
They're burning this quickly. Can Tay do it?
Or they've gone for Tay's drop the ultimate they've taken. They take the jungle down before it becomes a question. But in comes Tinones. He's got the fear onto Crash Steal once again. But there's no kill. Shockwave is dodged by the stasis. But Oriana will at least live. Disarmus is back in. And Tinones is back to the grey screen. Robo, though, is getting bully circled in the jungle. And Matsakazi will get it done. Oh, nuts! But he'll snipe out Was at the very end. Thresh not going to survive. Another Baron's not quite possible.
Yeah, and I understand not going for that 50-50, but there was just not enough damage being put onto Tay. And with Decimus going over as well, that was also a question mark. I think if you land the hook, if you get the shockwave off to him, you just burn him down so he backs away, and then you could just go for that Baron. But Liberty, a messy fight, but they still won it. But it is looking scarier and scarier. Duds and Sales pretty much had no HP taken off. They could have potentially won that fight if Liberty decided to overstay. It's getting to that point, right? Duds the Boy has hit 3 items now. Gale Force, Infinity Edge, LDR. He is a menace. Jinx as well with the Gale Force, Infinity Edge rapid fire cannon, specifically to pepper in those extra long shots. And Crystal has yet to land a shockwave since that one in the mid lane. How about 20 minutes ago onto Duds?
At least he used it that time. He did press the button. But it was dodged by Tinner. So one day, we'll see if he can get that one locked in. Liberty might just go for round 2 on this Baron Pit. They've started it up once again. Full control of the vision, but there's even less summoners available for Loud now. Can they do anything about this to come into the river this time?
Tinones can get a Shadow Surge, a really disgusting one. Oh, okay.
Was couldn't fight. Oh, they found Robo, and they caught up with the classic one-man shockwave maneuver, and it's gonna get that kill. Matsakaze picks it up. Is it enough to secure this Baron, though?
Crastiel? Oh,
no.
Tay is...
Crastiel is nowhere near. The tower's still up, but Crastiel will not escape. It's a 1-for-1 so far, and the tower goes down. Liberty, now they definitely can't do anything with it.
Yeah, that was a bit of a brain fart. Not necessarily from Crastiel, but from Liberty as Tay's going in.
To Matsakaze, the flash has come through and now taken back away. But look, Chiari deep into the backlane onto Duds has taken down that critical carry for Loud. And Chiari unleashed on the front line. Liberty, they still managed to drag victory out of that fight. And let's make it Baron round 3. Why not?
Yeah, start up. They definitely are going to get it this time, unless Tinones and Sales think they can do something here.
Definitely. For sure.
Tay's not up. Robo's not up. No TPs. All right, come on. Yeah, they're not going to go for it.
Yeah, okay.
Loud look like they're going to go for the Mountain Dragon here. I think Seos and Tinones can do it. I don't know if they can do it like in a reasonable amount of time. Maybe Decimus just runs himself over there, but they are going to take the backs. They're going to give that soul point away, possibly. Am I just wrong?
Was is there? Oh, double TP in. Crastiel and Chiari are going to be here. It's a 3-on-3 right there with Matsakaze around. He cancels the recall and they're chased away. Loud just have to give it up as well. Liberty take everything.
Yeah, Seos and Tinones couldn't do it in time. Yeah, I thought there was a chance they might have enough damage because of Tinones, but yeah, mages and taking dragons aren't the best combo here. And yeah, Liberty thanks them for the leash, takes the second Mountain Dragon, and those resistances can start stacking. It can become very, very scary. 4 Mountain Dragons with the soul. I mean, I don't think you kill Chiari, right? It's going to be nigh impossible.
Yeah, and he's on 3.5 items himself. He's almost got the Morellos done with the Shadow Flame Cosmic Drive Riskmaker. It's so hard to pin this guy down, and even when you catch him, he's healing up so much you can't even destroy his HP bar. Chiari is so dangerous right now for Loud, and we saw how vicious he is when he gets onto Duds. He
Mhm.
will just take him out no problem.
Yeah, Disibus and Chiari have just been, using their ultimates in tandem onto Duds the boy. And I said it
Yeah,
earlier, right? I was like, I don't know how Duds plays this game here. Like it's
yeah,
almost impossible. And Duds
with
is feeling the
difficulty.
pain. Yeah, he's 4 deaths in. Like as an ADC, that can feel really bad if you're just getting chain ulted consistently by a Jarvan and Gwen. And even if they got that pick onto Crystal, he's not the carry. He likes to play that more supportive style. He likes to play that more, I'm just going to set my team up for success. And he did it with that catch onto Robo. And Chiari and Disibus, these guys are definitely proving their worth for Liberty.
Yeah, that is big value secured by Liberty right now. They've got the tower push, Chiari in that mid lane for a 1-4 scenario. And we'll see what Loud can do with this. But the engage has time and time again, it's had to fall onto Tinones. There's not really anyone else who can get in apart from possibly Tay, who is flashless. Trying to break into this Liberty siege is going to be a big ask.
Yeah, and Chiari can just keep pressuring this mid lane, and they have to send two. They cannot send one for this person. The man is level 17, highest level in the game, almost 4 items, I believe, if he did finish that Merlinomicon, like you said. And they're just going to walk these lane minions in, these Baron empowered minions. They don't really care about Top's wave, but Chiari is just going to get this tower eventually.
Yeah, Tay going aggressive on him to try and force him away by any means, and they still have that empowered cannon minion knocking away at the bottom tower as well. Was doesn't quite land the hook, Robo sliding away, and Loud really struggling to find a way out of this chokehold that they find themselves in. It's very tough here. They get the fears, but there's no damage to follow it up.
Yeah, it's just I feel like Robo is just a little too far behind, and then Duds is just getting dived by two members. So even when Tinones goes in, he's pretty much like you said by himself. And as much of an amazing mid laner as he really cannot do it all himself. Vex is
Yeah.
not at that point yet where she has those crazy items, she has that crazy burst, and they're gonna take inhib 1, they're gonna take inhib 2 in the mid and possibly bot lane. Let's see if they take the mid one. Nope, they're gonna reset. The gold is in their pockets. They're going to take everything away from Loud here. The blue, the wolves, the grump, if it was up or if it was taken already. And maybe Loud are looking for a re-engage or something on the back foot.
Yeah, Liberty not about to overextend, but there's a hook onto Tay. It was all a bait, and Disarmus is deep into the backside. Chiari's found herself into Robo. Tinone's on the side, and Duds as well. They cannot get anywhere near the side of Liberty to deal any damage, and Chiari's going to be hounding them back to their own base. Crasty as well on the front line, looking for a little bit more too. A great catch by Was, and Liberty, this mid inhib is completely free for them now.
Beautiful play around the vision. And that was specifically the mountain terrain, right? That's mountain dragon terrain that they played around. That little rock right there. They had the
Yeah.
pink ward on that blue side, and then was beautifully lands the hook. Tay could not do anything, could not flash, could not ult. Yeah, just amazing from Liberty to secure that second inhib. Now they just send 5 men top, right? And they just force it.
Yeah. By the book gameplay, Liberty, they are the control team. They are the flowchart team. If any team in this league is, even Red Canids, who are quite balanced, they're a bit hypey at times. They've got a lot of skill right there. They'll go in pretty deep. But Liberty, they'll take the one hit. We'll just back away. We'll set up a little play. Oh, they've fallen into it. That's good. Now we'll get the other hit. We'll go top. Oh look we found in the river. It's Studs the boy. What's he doing here? We'll take a killing spree for that. And Chiari says go 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 and takes a killing spree for himself.
Yeah, Duz has not been having fun. The man just gets Jarvan ulted, and then it's the
No.
lethal tempo smacks, getting smacked by the dragon or the flag and drag, and there's just so much upfront damage. Oh my god, the
Oh.
cataclysm.
They've still caught him, but the shockwave will not land, of course, and they'll get the flash away. But now the wave is being pushed up in top lanes. Matsukaze escorting that one in very well. And you've got to believe this game feels like a bit of an inevitability at this stage. The next dragon's coming up, and Chiari will take it with Disarmus, I guess, because why not? But it really doesn't feel like they need it.
Yeah, and I think the only saving grace is now Tinones does have the Shadow Flame here, has the extra magic penetration. So if he can get that Shadow Surge, possibly onto Matsukaze, possibly onto Crystal, and kill those two immediately, that's the only way I see Loud, like getting anything back here. But it's going to be off the back of Tinones. Flanks are coming in. Tinones is there. Can he
Yeah,
get the
cue the
Shadow
Jaws
Surge?
music once again. He's looking for it. This has to be the Hail Mary play to owns. This has to be the hero maneuver. Goes in for a flash view onto Crashtiel of all people once again, but he goes into stasis. Matsukaze free firing on the backline, and Tinos himself
Yari!
goes on. But now Desamis has arrived, and Kiari to back him up. It was a nice attempt, Lau. Tinones, you did all
Oh?
you could, but I don't think it's going to be enough. One by one, the Loud members will topple. Liberty chasing them back into the base. What a performance from them. They'll take the ace. They're gonna take this game. They're gonna go to 3-1.
26-10, 35-minute game here. And yeah, Liberty go 3-1. And Loud, this was a game for them to win. We talked about it. They need to separate themselves. But it looks like Liberty has done it themselves. And now question marks are drawn for Loud. Is this really a super team?